how do I get motivated to work out? How do I get motivated to quit drinking? To stop wasting valuable hours of my life flipping through TikTok, playing video games, watching unsavory adult content? How do I get motivated? You don't. Motivation is trash. It's just another cheap dopamine hit. It's just another addiction. It's never going to get you where you want to go. And the sooner you figure this out, the sooner your path to elevation truly begins. I'm going to spit some game today, so I hope you hang out for a few minutes, because this is one of those valuable lessons I've learned that I need the world to understand so we can build each other up and make this world a better place. The thing that's actually going to produce the outcome we're pursuing is creating the man who, when we look in the mirror, we feel this deep sense of fulfillment and contentment. There is an identity there that we have created, and that doesn't come from cheap dopamine hits. That comes from doing consistent, hard, uncomfortable things that we have committed to without any form of glory, recognition, from suffering in silence consistently because we did what we said we're going to do, and we've done it day after day, month after month, year after year, consistently. We start with this commitment, which is developing these good habits. These habits turn into lifestyle. This lifestyle evolves into identity after several years on this mission, and the outcomes just start to fall into place. The physique just happens because you've developed these habits and you've internalized this identity, and you can no longer live a life where you don't get up early and work out. It's not even a question. Just the same as putting gas in your car, as taking showers, brushing your teeth, paying your bills. It's just something that we do. And, you know, at some point, many of those things might even seem like they're a challenge to do. Someday, much harder things will become much, much easier. So this starts with the understanding that we're going to commit to ourselves. Starting this whole journey with fitness. Fitness, this will teach you everything else. Fitness is the foundation to elevation. Habits are the foundation to fitness. We're going to commit to doing this workout, whatever form of fitness that you choose, at least 4 days a week, and doing it intensely. Doing it to a level of discomfort. Not harming yourself. Don't do what I did early and overdo it to the point where you cause actual damage. I hope you're a little bit more intuitive. You figured out better than I really did, but I was committed to making this change. And it wasn't the results that 3 or 4 years into this journey had really turned into my identity and made it so I feel so convicted in sharing this message. It was because for years, without anybody seeing it, I was doing the hard, uncomfortable thing that I said I was going to do, and I committed to it, and I was never going to miss. And that, over time, turned into something so amazing. And yeah, the physique has followed too, but it's so much more than physique. Because that thing that I trained my brain to understand and believe, that I taught my subconscious, it just bleeds into everything else in life. And today is Monday morning around 7:30. Been up since before 3:30. Monday morning is legs day every week. I didn't start doing that for any sort of recognition. I went months before telling you about it. The only reason I told you was because there was a valuable lesson that I figured out through that. By doing the most hard and uncomfortable thing, the very first thing in the week, I had already just done something subconsciously that the things that I do, I build businesses and brands for other people. And, you know, I'm shifting more into really focusing on building my own and getting this message out to the world. But that hard, uncomfortable thing on Monday, it was just utilitarian. I ride my bike on the weekends. That brings me real happiness, and I have to get up early and work out. I can't make this work any other way in my life. So I realized I have to start doing legs on Monday morning, and accidentally in a few months I was like, oh, holy cow, I really kind of figured out this accidental unlock that's had a pretty cool impact on other things. So the message today is to forget about the motivation trap. Stop watching these dumb motivational TikTok videos that get you feeling all hyped, get that dopamine going like you've actually done something. You haven't. That instant gratification dopamine high, that is not going to get you anywhere. Make the commitment to yourself. Make that commitment and then never miss. That is what's going to change everything. This is a path of progression. You can't go hard. I can't imagine going hard, living the way I live now on day one. And now it's just habit. It's normal. It makes me happy. This is my validation, not because I'm telling you about it, but because it's just what I do. This is the way I live now. And the reason I'm here telling you about it is because throughout this path, I figured something out. I found my purpose. I had no idea I was going to be telling the world about these lessons that I've learned along the way. But I understand that these are ancient lessons that we have lost throughout time. These have always worked. This always applies, and it's just not a normal part of our conscious life these days. Discipline and consistency, habits. Doing the things that are hard and uncomfortable because we said we're going to do them, that's what changes who we see in the mirror. Fitness, working out, we do it because we get to, not because we have to. This isn't something that we fit into our lives like going to the grocery store, like going to the post office. This is a privilege. Our lives are short. Our time on this planet is very limited. Our bodies, our health, these are our greatest gifts. What a terrible way to squander your greatest gift by not pushing your body hard to get what you can out of it, to give it what it needs to develop, to grow. It builds us mentally. I spent a very meaningful portion of my life not walking, not able to walk, and then walking pretty funny, and I'll be living with this injury for the rest of my life. So when I'm in there, when I'm on legs day, when I'm doing the hardest, most uncomfortable part of my week, and I'm just saying, this is what builds me, this is what builds me. When I'm pushing to failure on legs day, I'm so grateful that I can do it because I couldn't walk for several months. I was non-weight bearing for about 5 months, walking pretty darn funny for a couple years. And I feel this pain all day, every day. This is never going to go away. This is going to plague me for the rest of my life. So the amount of time that I can actually use my legs and my mobility and build my body and do it without training wheels, without any sort of injections, without messing with my hormones. I'm in my mid-40s. That's probably coming someday, but not until I have reached the absolute peak of where I can get myself to. I highly recommend, especially for everyone who's early in your journey. I don't care if you've got a test saying you have negative testosterone. That's probably not even possible. The thing we're doing is we're building habits. We're showing ourselves that the man in the mirror is going to do the hard, uncomfortable things. And you don't need any nannies, any training wheels, anything else when you're focused on the habits, when you're focused on building up who you are internally without that external validation, without the credit, without the glory, without the physique yet. So figure out which way you want to commit to doing this hard, uncomfortable thing that's going to start building you, because I promise what happens mentally and spiritually, building that serotonin, that deep sense of fulfillment, self-belief, and just calm confidence and pride. That's what we're going for. That's what's going to start making everything else fall into place. I love you. I'll keep recording these every day. They usually come out every other day. I'm going to hire some help on this. I've got 2 of my own brands, and I'm building at least 5 others for different paying clients. I never get 6 hours of sleep. If I'm awake, I'm working or working out. I don't take any time off. But I'm going to keep putting in the reps, keep getting better at crafting this message. And the next hard, uncomfortable thing for me is getting into short form. So you're going to start seeing a lot more of that, which I don't have time for that either, but I'm going to figure it out. All right, love you. We'll catch you tomorrow.